Welcome to another episode of Another Dry Run. I'm your host, Samantha Paige. With me as co-host, of course, is OnyxRose. Thank you so much, OnyxRose, for joining me for another episode. Um, First of all, I want to say to the people in Spokane, my heart goes out to you all. I know how terrifying those images that I saw.
Yeah.
I know how terrifying that had to be, and of course, Donald Trump kind of dismissively said about climate change. Who doesn't like waterfront property? Well, I don't. I like my mountains and I like my trees, and uh, and forest
Right.
fires really kind of suck. So, but anyway, my heart goes out to them, and of
Yeah.
course the property lost. And I can't imagine making that decision when that evacuation order comes through, and you can grab like 10 things, and you got a pet and the kids, and and then the highway's backed up. That's got to be terrifying. So, I hope everything works out
Right.
for them.
Right. I
Uh,
saw some of the pictures so that
yeah.
of them evacuating, and it looked apocalyptic in the background.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I
And
hope everybody is okay.
yeah.
Property is rough to lose, but it's better in your life,
Yeah, no, that's true, and
I guess.
unfortunately, it's well, yeah, I'm not gonna debate that, but, yeah, no, I mean, the fire is still raging, and,
Right. Right.
there are 3 different areas. I guess they have one that's sort of kinda contained, and the other 2 are so it's just kinda beginning, and they've brought in some people, I guess I from
Right.
the news report I saw, they brought in some people from Pasadena who had some experience, of course, in the fires urban firefighting there, and, with the
Right.
fires that were in LA, but so, I mean, who knows? Unfortunately, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of. I guess there's 1.1 million acres of Oregon currently on fire, which only makes up like
Oh.
0.8% of the state, but still, that's a lot of acres. Um,
Right.
but
Right. Oh.
yeah, yeah, and that's we're kind of used to it, which is unfortunate. But it's seems to be getting bigger and more
Yeah.
common. So waiting for the earthquake next. We get those too. Anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well.
down here, I think we actually had an earthquake a couple days ago somewhere
Oh,
around
wow.
Atlanta. It was a little
Yeah,
tiny one,
I didn't know
but
that.
we don't get them a lot. We get the hurricanes, and we don't actually get hurricanes. We're actually
Mm,
positioned, pretty well so that any kind of hurricane action, it's
mhm.
just strong rain,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
nothing like, heavy winds or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we do get the occasional tornado
Mm, wow.
that comes
Yeah. Yeah. That's y
through.
yeah, definitely the weather systems would.
It lands,
I'm sorry, I was putting off my phone, it was going off. So yeah, I mean, I
Oh,
imagine
okay.
Atlanta I didn't know that Atlanta had earthquakes, nor did I know that it had tornadoes. That I imagined it would have sort of the ramifications from coastal storms, but I never imagined the other 2. That's interesting. Thank you. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like, it within the Atlanta metro area,
Mhm,
not within the city itself, I don't think. Like,
mhm,
no,
yeah. Huh.
no.
Um, well, I mean, I've never been there. I've driven through Georgia on the way to like Disney World, but as a child, and so I've never really
Oh,
spent a lot of time in Georgia.
yeah.
But I would love to. It seems like a beautiful state, so I'd love to get. I got lucky enough to see a little bit of Virginia
It is
recently.
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Virginia is beautiful too.
Mhm,
The Georgia has a lot of mountains and,
mhm,
trees,
mhm.
so, we love our trees here. I love our trees here. I love the way Atlanta looks in the springtime,
Yeah.
when sun is coming down through the trees. It's beautiful.
Mm. Oh, it just sounds
Oh,
lovely. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. It does. It sounds really nice. I like the fact that
Yeah,
ours has bears, that there are bears. I don't like them, like, close, but I like the fact that I know they're out there doing bear things, and other kinda, like, wildlife and stuff.
Right?
So, like,
Doing
what
bear things.
yeah, I don't know what bears do, I don't really
Right.
wanna know, but they're happy, hopefully, up there. But what kind of wildlife does Georgia have that's famous, for its sort of, like, wildlife? What do you have, like, alligators, snakes?
Um,
What is
uh, yep. Alligators, I mean, somewhere we've got snakes, of course, cottonmouths, copperheads,
Mm,
um, hognose, diamondbacks. We've got some snakes. We've got um, some pretty big snakes. Yeah, and
Yeah.
deer. I'm trying to run through all the things. All I know is
It's like
Egg was
random
driving last
conversations
year.
on a
Egg was
podcast
driving,
open.
and there's this windy road.
Yeah. I think we're delayed in some way.
Right, Egg was driving. There's this windy road, and a deer like came running out from the like. Oh, okay. Are we really? Yeah, we seem to be delayed pretty
Yeah,
crazily.
significantly.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Let's okay. Okay. Let's try and jump into it because like I don't know how the lag is gonna work. It seems really strange.
How about
Uh,
this? You drop out and I'll bring you right back up. Let's see if that fixes it. I've seen that work on other ones.
okay.
Let's try it.
Let's see.
Let's go.
Okay.
Science. Give it a try.
Okay.
Interesting
Let's
hypothesis.
try it. I'll be back.
Here we go. Okay. Yay. Okay. There we go. Hopefully now, Onyx, you might just say something. Onyx Rose, you might have to say something in a live chat just so I know where you are. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that before we tried this. But anyway, we're gonna make this work. Yay. We are. I know we are. And once we get back up, we're gonna talk about some playlists, and then we're gonna talk about the movie A Crying Game, or The Crying Game. And I've been trying to choose some movies every week to sort of talk about, and this is one that I remember seeing much younger, and having not seen it since, and then rewatching it, and it's weird. It's a very weird movie. I mean, it's an interesting movie to begin with, but it was a lot weirder than I remember. So hopefully we can talk about some of that, and then we'll talk about the playlists. I'm looking for Onyx Rose to show up somewhere in the chat, so I can re-invite her. Hopefully she can hear me. I bet she can't. I don't monologue well, so this could be a very short show. Hopefully we could get her to come back up. How do I do this on my own? Um, let's see. Um, figuring it out as we go along. That's why it's called the dry run. There we go. I think I got it. Yay. Send invoice. Let's see if that works. Sorry, I should be somewhat professional and have an idea how this works, I guess. Sorry to make you kind of watch through it. In any event, if Onyx Rose doesn't join us soon, then I will just kind of go into the movie, I guess, because the playlist is sort of both of us dependent. We each chose the game we play. Onyx Rose and I play a sort of like a game, and she does this, I think, with others on her podcast or on her channel. Is 5 songs plus 1. And so you choose 5 songs for a playlist, which is pretty much just an album side, and then plus 1. And it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. And so my first 6 songs, mine were the first 6 songs, and then Onyx Rose had the second song, or 6 songs. And she's still not there, and I don't know how to do this. Yay. Well, we're winging it. I may have to go off again and then back on and then see what happens after that. Today's just been really fun with the voice machine and this kind of screw up. Anyway, and of course the politics that are going on right now. Again, horrible about the people in Spokane. I have a feeling that Trump's response to that's going to be, forest management, and blame the governor or something of that nature, rather than or maybe if we were Canada and it was smoke blowing in, he'd want to like tax us or sue us or something. But anyway, it's not forest management. I'm going to tell an interesting story. This is what I'll do while I wait for Onyx Rose. And if she doesn't come back by the end of this story, and it's not that interesting maybe, but when I was in Germany, I had the chance to go to a drive hunt. And a drive hunt, for those who don't know, is a bunch of people walk through the woods and drive the game towards the hunters. I mean, it sounds horrible. And then afterwards, they had a big fire, a big bonfire. Having that kind of meat, like it was boar. I think they were hunting boar, but they roasted it over these bonfires, and it was just amazing. It's the taste of the meat and everything. And then it was in Germany, so everybody's drinking beer and having a good time singing songs. Country Road, Take Me Home. But it was a very interesting experience because basically what I did was get to walk loudly through the woods for 2 hours, and that was really easy. Um, but what I thought was amazing about it, and this is again Germany, so they've had, centuries of forest management, um, where every tree was they were just like in a line. It became noticeable rather quickly was just that, it was tree and then the next tree was exact and that's how that, you kinda knew where you were driving the game and you didn't have to wonder where you were going or get lost was because you just picked a path through the trees and just kept going, and it just, um and it was rather amazing, to see that and how they had sort of managed that forest, um, but it's still a forest, you know what I mean? And so, yes, there wouldn't have been as much maybe to pick up on the ground, I don't know, there would seem like there was the normal amount of branches on the ground, but it was definitely very interesting to see all those trees lined up exactly like that, and to me, it seems like if that were to catch fire, it would just burn in a row, but, it was interesting to see how they'd sort of planned it. Anyway, I don't know why I told that story. The only other time that I've had a really good roasted meat, was when I was part of the rear detachment from when I was in Saudi Arabia, and, we were I don't know if you know what a rear detachment is, but it's basically once the main detachment leaves, you leave some people behind to, sort of clean up the last remaining things. Um, Usually that's the toilets in the latrine area because, and, telling you that I was on the rear detachment tells you where I was in the totem pole because, cleaning and burning toilets. Um, but it was kind of interesting because we had sort of like circled that last night once everything was cleaned up. Um, we had sort of circled our trucks and had, we're going to sleep through the night. You got guards duty, all this kind of stuff. It's all assigned. And then off in the distance, we saw what looked like a number of trucks coming our way through the sand. And the sun is set, and so you can see the headlights, and it's just these headlights. And so we panic a bit. um, and as these 6 trucks arrived, there were these like Toyota pickup trucks, and it seemed like they were everywhere in Saudi Arabia. If you were either Saudi and then you were in a Mercedes, or you weren't Saudi and then you were in a white pickup truck with a red stripe. But they were kind of everywhere, I guess, and they were the mainstay sort of vehicle for the Bedouins. And this was a group of Bedouins who had come over and had wanted to say thanks or say goodbye. I'm not exactly which, positive on which, but it was the gist of it. And they had a goat that they proceeded to slaughter and then roast on a bonfire for us. Um, and it was a heck of the stars above, just this basically bonfire, no light everywhere. It just absolutely interesting experience. And they brought out musical instruments and they were playing them, um, and it was quite an interesting bonfire evening. But anyway, the drive hunt to go back to that was sort of the same sort of, but different. Just that kind of raw, rare, or freshly caught, killed meat over a bonfire in a celebration. It was kind of two different ways of doing that. I'm babbling. This is why I don't monologue, and I'm so sorry. Um, but anyway, this is kind of silly, and I hope that everyone's there. So Onyx, I've sent you an invite, and I'm gonna cancel it and try and send you another. Please be there. Um, all right, I sent you another invite. If hopefully this will work. Um, but anyway, so we said we're going to talk about this week's movie, which some of you might have watched and some of you might have seen before. And I think we'll talk about that, and hopefully, when Onyx Rose joins us, then we can go from there. But the movie was A Crying Game, and of the list of sort of like trans related movies that I've kind of put together, where either the trans character is the protagonist or not the hero, or a supporting character of some significance. The Crying Game certainly sets the stage. If you look at it before this, you had Maya Breckenridge, which is sort of a fantastical movie. And then you had, God bless it, Roger Ebert. I loved Roger Ebert watching his film, critiques on PBS, and then reading his movie reviews for decades. Yeah, I trusted his opinions when it came to film, and when I every time I'd read one of his reviews, I'd learn something, and so I became like a fan of his essays. That's what I would thought of them as, and for decades, and he wrote Beyond Valley of the Dolls, but I mean, and it has a horrible representation of a trans character. But God bless him. I think he kind of made up for that. But that's certainly a movie that if you want to see it on your own time, great. I think a lot of people should, but it's still kind of a bizarre Roger Ebert's his screenplay. Um, anyway, so I decided to skip those and go with Crying Game. The Crying Game. There is another movie that I will actually put on the list that I can't remember the name now too, but it's in the '60s, and we'll won't watch it next, but or suggest it next. But there is another movie that I from this era, and of that era. So the Crying Game is early '90s, and it's art house. It's basically a movie that uh, at that time in cinema, I guess they were kind of doing independent film was kind of big, obviously, for those of you who remember. And so art house movies were a lot more common, these kind of subject matters that maybe weren't normally talked about. And the movie takes place, I mean, it takes place in Northern Ireland, or at least in England, in Ireland. And while there was a conflict going on that I barely remember from my childhood. I remember buildings on the news that had been bombed because of the Protestant and Catholics and what was going on in Northern Ireland, and I'm certainly not qualified to talk about any of that. In fact, I think my only frame of reference from that, other than the nightly news with Walter Cronkite episodes or segments that I remember seeing, is the Monty Python skit that sort of talked about the idea that it was over the ability to use birth control. But again, I'm not qualified to talk about the difference between Catholic and Protestant religion and the conflict in Ireland and what that was all about. So I'm not going to. But anyway, this movie takes place in that environment. Yay! I think OnyxRose is back. Yay! Thank you, honey. Thank you. I did my best.
Let me tell you my troubles.
Oh God, yes, please. Yes.
Like for real, every time I tried to come back into the show, it would go to the podcast publish page where it said, "Do you want to publish this?" And so I kept on saying yes, just so I could get it cleared out.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't clear out. So I don't know how I got back in.
Well, I'm so glad you did.
I'm
glad
sorry
you did.
about that. Hey,
No,
y'all, I'm
no.
sorry.
No. And I didn't get to say this when we were actually live, but you look amazing. That color is great on you. You really
Thank
do.
you.
You do look really
Thank
good. So
you.
I'm glad you're back, and the sounds a lot better. So yay.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you for playing that. I'm so sorry that you had
Yes.
to scramble and pay for it.
No, I'm sorry that I couldn't get back in quick enough. So I hope you were okay.
Yes, I kind of just I just talked.
That's good. Yeah.
Then Tracy Lane is being very, very friendly to my family, so I appreciate that. So I don't know how much you heard, but basically I was just setting the background, talking about the conflict that the Crying Game
Okay.
talked about. I wanted to save the playlist while you were here, but so we could either change lanes now and talk about the playlists, or we could continue with the movie review.
Let's go ahead and continue with
Okay.
which one would you rather do?
I'm kinda in the movie mood now.
Let's do the movie. Let's do the
Okay.
movie then. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So basically in this backdrop of this conflict in Northern Ireland, we have the main character, played by Gabriel Byrne, I believe. And then Forrest Whitaker, who plays a British soldier. And so they've kidnapped, through sort of like a honey trap, which is where you have a beautiful woman seduce the soldier into going someplace alone, and then they kidnapped it.
Can I just jump in real quick?
Of course you can.
Stephen Ray.
Stephen
Yeah.
Ray. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Thank you very much. That's
Yeah.
no. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. But he plays an Irish soldier, and then of course Forrest Whitaker is the British soldier, and they want to exchange him for a kidnapped IRA officer, and it's Forrest, the character Forrest Ray, or no Ray. I'm sorry. What is it?
So the star is Stephen Ray. That is not Jordy, but the other guy, the
Right.
IRA guy. Yeah.
Right. Whose name I can't remember either. Jody is the
Jordy
British person.
Jody is Forrest Whitaker. Oh, Fergus.
Ferguson. Fergus. Thank you so much.
Fergus,
Because he goes
yes.
by many names in the movie.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Fergus is the IRA person, and he's warned while he's watching Jody they shouldn't talk because it'd be harder later when you have to take him out and put a bullet in his head.
right,
But in this course of their kind of he breaks that rule, and in the course of that he learns that Jody has a girlfriend who has a picture of who they talk about a bit, and and then when he realizes that he's going to be killed, he kind of asks him to check on her. I remember that part, pretty
yes,
much.
yeah,
and so he's kind of morally trying to decide whether he's going to shoot him or not when Jody tries to take his chances in his own hands and sort of runs off, and in the course of that gets killed, and of course it involves a British military vehicle that ends up killing him, and because he runs
right,
in the
right.
road,
He runs in the
and
road, gets run over, gets hit,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
bounces off a car,
yeah,
and
it's
then
pretty
gets
graphic.
run over by a
Mhm,
truck.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, yeah,
And
pretty
all the
graphic.
British the British people come, like, running out with their guns. But I
Yeah.
think one of the things I wanted to mention
Mhm.
about their relationship in the beginning is the story of the scorpion and the frog.
Oh, yeah,
The frog and
yes, you're right.
scorpion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their nature, the idea
Yeah.
that you cannot change your nature, right? Yeah.
Right. Right.
Um,
So they tell the like, who tells the story? Jody. Jody tells
uh-huh,
the story to Fergus, um, and it comes into play later in the movie, which I
mhm.
think is a perfect way of circling back,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
attaching everything.
Yeah, no, exactly, you're absolutely correct. She
Well,
ends up yeah, he ends up telling it to another anyway,
the
so so what happens is that, after the truck incident with the British soldiers, everybody scatters because there's an attack from this, and so we now jump in what appears to be some sort of time period, we jump a few years maybe, and, um and Ferguson is now under a different name, working in a different city in Ireland or in England, and he's decided to go back and sort of check on this woman that Jody had his relationship with, and so we don't, as the audience, really see anything other than just a woman who's working in a salon and has a bar that she sort of goes to and hangs out, where she is known by the bartender and things like that. Um, what we don't see is the movie. It's sort of like the movie widens the angle on the camera as the time spent together between the two of them, is that the bar becomes more noticeably drag and more
yes.
noticeably femme,
Yes.
which
Yes.
isn't shown to you. It's sort of slowly revealed over time, along with the what was the main selling point of the movie at that time, which was sort of the um, the most difficult part for me at least, is that that idea that don't tell your friends what this twist is. This is a movie involving the IRA and the British people and people dying and stuff like that. The twist is,
Right. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
So I saw this in the movie theater when it came out. I
Yeah,
was young. I was in my early to late teens. When was it? 1990, something like that.
92. Yeah, hmm
So I would have been like 17, 18.
yeah,
Um, and I really don't remember a lot of it because I didn't remember Forrest Whitaker was in it. I
right, yeah,
didn't Stephen Ray. I didn't realize that it was so big that it got nominations and BAFTA
hmm
awards and all of
oh yeah,
this.
yeah.
So
And in fact, the actor who plays Dill, who was not trans, although never
yeah,
they
not
identified,
trans.
right, they identified as
No,
gay, but
yes, he
and they only did one other movie, and that was Stargate, where they played the
right.
main, the more evil alien queen kind of thing, uh, and that was it. Those are the only two movies they've ever been in, and that's pretty amazing to have such a mark,
It's kind of funny
at
because I
least.
just read about him today. He
Hmm.
actually, like you said, he's a gay guy.
Hmm.
He is married. He lives in Paris. He
Hmm.
was a model and a filmmaker. So
Right.
after he said, "I want $1 million for Stargate," thinking they would never give him $1 million. And they said, "Okay." So he was
Right.
like,
Yeah.
"Shit, I guess I gotta make this movie." So,
Right. Right.
like, once he was
Yeah.
done, he dipped out of the movie scene,
Yeah,
you
and
know?
has had a
So
very interesting life and career outside of that movie. That's for
right,
true.
right.
That's true. But yes, it was this was a landmark movie. This was, and that's why it's kind of I'm using it as sort of like the other, granted Beyond the Valley of the Dolls had a trans character in it in the 66, 69, I think that was. But or and you know, Myra Breckinridge was the Gore Vidal, you know, it did have a transsexual in it, and it was the main protagonist, and that is kind of like the first, I don't want to say first, but major movie to at least explore the subject. And so now we're moving ahead quite a few years through some that we could have, you know, done, but there wasn't a lot, quite frankly. Um, and so then we get to the early '90s, and now there's, you know, this movie that uses us as a twist, and will spawn a lot of other movies.
Yes,
Not a
yes.
lot, but we're gonna, you know, go through some of those. That's kind of my plan now. We were Onyx Rose and I were also talking about a book club at some point. I don't know if we
Yep.
got the time
No,
for that, but
definitely.
we might do like a book a month or something that we could talk about.
I can do
But
that.
yeah, cool. I would too. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Uh,
We'll find the time. But maybe. No. So back to the movie though. He goes and he discovers this lovely young woman who seems to have you know, pining for her man,
right,
and in a community where, you know, she's liked, and that people, but she does have a guy who's given her trouble, you know, and hassling her a bit, and seems to take it, you know, hard about the way that he's been treating her, and that she doesn't seem to return those feelings. And so so Ferguson sort of becomes, you know, attracted to her, and they spend time together, and he has this ulterior motive, which is that he killed her, you know, her boyfriend, right, the one
right,
she's pining for. Now that's a pretty
right,
big secret to be used on the foundation of your relationship. And but you can tell that he's using her for his own gratification, for like his own working through the issues of his guilt and all of those things. Another
right.
character will show up later, a woman, cis woman, who is also part of the pod that he was a part. I don't know if pod is what you call a terrorist group. I don't know, but the cell, I guess that's the right term. But
Right, hey,
I like
so
pod though. Pod is cute. It's a little pod. Anyway, the cell or whatever it is that, you know, she shows up again, and what I do appreciate about this movie is the fact that Dill, the transgender character, is the only one with agency in this
right,
movie.
right.
Now she's making some bad decisions, and she's making decisions based off of faulty information being provided to her for others. Um, but the others are acting under a, you know, Ferguson's acting under his guilt,
Yeah,
and the other female character who comes in later is acting under basically threats of death that force, you know, Ferguson to act too. Um,
right,
but the only character with any real agency over the choices she's making is the transgender woman, and that's cool. I like that.
right.
That's interesting. Unfortunately, the scene in the middle. But we'll get to anyway. So they start dating, and they become affectionate. And you know, it gets to the next scene. There is a scene where the bartender tries to caution Ferguson.
Yeah,
You know, hey, I should tell you, but it's broken
and
up.
then
Then yeah, and then
right.
it's not. And by this point, we still, as the audience, haven't really clued into the fact that the bar has quite a feminine appearing, drag showish kind of vibe. But um, so now we're, you know, in the apartment, and we're at the point where the lovemaking is going to commence, and there are, you know, Ferguson's undressing her, and she's in this like silk kimono kind of thing, and he takes it off her shoulders, and he's going to sit at the bed while she's standing there, and as the camera pans down as you do, and then all of a sudden there's a, you know, full frontal of a penis, and Gil or Ferguson, um, reacts. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fergus. Thank you so much.
no.
I don't know why I'm adding this on. Anyway,
Mhm.
Fergus reacts. Um, I don't know. I mean, this sets the stage for both the fear, and at least in cinema, assuming that cinema provides audiences that may never ever talk to anyone like us, assuming it shows what they can expect if they do. I don't really, you know, I don't know if that's what it does, but assuming it gives people an idea from which to have a relational frame of context, then this movie presents you with a woman who tricked you. Who is shocking you with the fact that they aren't really who they are, the fear that men seem to have that, you know, oh my god, she might be trans and she's going to trip me or something like that. That fear, but also the reaction to it. first of all, I'm proud of who I am. So if I'm going to date a cis man and I want him to know I'm a trans woman and love me
Right.
for who I am,
Right.
not trick them into to do. Why the fuck would you ever do anything like that?
Right. Right.
The
That's
danger
just
for
not
us, yeah,
here we go, the danger. It's just not
yeah,
safe, right?
yeah.
It's not a smart move at all.
And part of it is because of this few minutes of this movie and that sort of
Right.
fear being sort of out there. And so he pushes her down.
Hey,
She gets a
misuse.
bloody nose. Um, and um, and he then proceeds to go into the bathroom where he retches and throws up. Which of course has become, was a punchline for many years in other movies.
Definite punchline, yeah.
Yeah. And so his, the cinema shows for this, again, this is a major movie that's being seen by a lot of people. And it may be their first interaction or first, seeing of someone like us. And they come away from this with this idea that we are to be, you know, manhandled, that we're lying to you, and that it's okay to react violently.
Right.
And then of course the retching, which this is the part that breaks my heart, is that she's sitting there dabbing the blood off her nose because she's got a bloody nose from this event. And he's shutting the door while she's sort of, being vulnerable, in this instance. And, while because he doesn't want to hear any of it. And she's saying, "It's okay. I can take the physical violence. Just don't hit me in my face. I'm getting older." Um, you know, it's like obviously she's accustomed to this kind of reaction to who she is,
Yeah.
and it's heartbreaking. It's fucking heartbreaking. Um, and 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 then the other half of the movie is more about Ferguson sort of coming to this weird, huh. Um, he has a flashback or dream where he sees Jody, the man who wanted him to check on his girl. He becomes obsessed with whether Jody knew or whether other people knew, and things like that. Do they know? They all know. So, because he thinks everyone's laughing at him or something like that, instead of just the fact that they've accepted her as part of the community, right? Um,
Right.
and so, but he becomes obsessed with that fear and, all the cutesy things she used to say, like love and dear and stuff like that, which I think, because I like Dill. I do. Overall, I
I
really
loved
do
him.
like her.
I loved
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
She's an interesting, I mean, she's not written by a trans person, but it's at least she's a
Right.
sympathetic character. She has her own agency. She has this, she makes bad decisions, but she has a good heart. You can tell that. And
Yes.
so, um, and so, later on in the movie, it gets a little bit weird, because Ferguson has to pay the piper for his being involved in the IRA, and then they want him to participate in an assassination, and then he confesses to Dill that he killed her boyfriend and
Jody, yeah, just
Jody. Yeah,
tells her
yeah,
everything, and,
yeah.
then
Uh,
wakes up one morning kind of tied to a bed.
it's an important day. He's being asked to go kill someone and expected to die, quite frankly, in the assassination.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but because of his fuck up with the other thing, and Dill has other ideas. She heard the confession. She's going to make him pay. And so she has tied him with nylons to the bed, and he's now missing the assassination appointment. And as a result of that, tragic things happen, and that sends the woman back to Dill's apartment to um, get her own retribution because, of course, and then
Is this
so,
Jude? Is it the same woman that seduced Jody?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So there's that
Okay.
aspect of it too, because
Right.
Dill knows that she, I bet you're the one who, I mean, it's your ass and all this stuff that got.
Right.
So she's getting everybody, and
Yeah.
but eventually, I mean, when she shoots the other woman, and uh, Dill gets or Ferguson gets freed, and he basically, you know, takes the fall. He just basically says, you know, you leave. I'll take the fall for this, and he does. He does. He goes to jail. He goes to prison, and the movie ends with that scorpion and the frog story again, because
Yeah.
she and all Dill in her love and in her just positive who she is visiting him in the hospital, and you get the feeling from this scene that she's a regular visitor, that she still loves him
In the
very much.
jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and and that's when he brings about that that story
The
about
scorpion and the
yeah,
frog, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and
Which is a great way to, like, bring it all back to
mhm,
the beginning, you
mhm,
know? I
mhm.
really I so I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did.
I didn't either. Yeah, yeah,
Um, I thought it was gonna be a little bit outdated, and it was a little cheesy, you
mhm,
know,
yeah,
in the look, but very 90s looking.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, but, the storyline was very good, I think,
mhm,
and,
mhm,
you know, like you said, like, the the movie was overshadowed by this one moment.
yeah.
And, you know, at its heart, it's like a political drama, you know?
Yeah, right, right. It is. It's about guilt and working through those. Yeah, in a political drama of
Right.
taking lives in wartime,
But
which is kind
yeah,
of Go ahead. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean
yeah,
to.
no, 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 it was a good movie. I actually enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
good, good. I'm glad that you did too. Like I said,
yeah.
I wasn't expecting to watch or to enjoy it again, and or ever watch it again, and I'm actually glad that I did now.
Well,
Um,
you know, I enjoyed Forest Whitaker. He did a
mhm.
great job. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, I did not remember he was in it, so, like,
Mhm,
when I saw him and when I heard him, you know,
mhm,
using his English or accent, British accent,
mhm.
um, you know, I thought that was pretty cool. I liked the flashback that, Fergus had of Jody playing cricket as he was
Right.
getting ready to bowl or whatever you call it.
Mhm, mhm.
Because you know they had a little discussion about cricket before Fergus killed or before Jody was killed by the
Yeah.
truck and
Yeah,
the car. Well,
and that comes back to another imagery later because they would always show Dill sort of walking across the grass of, like when she goes to visit Fergus at his job site where he's working as a glazer or a bricklayer or whatever. And so she's seen walking across the grass through the cricket players. And then later, when she's the night before she ties him up, when she's so wasted and he's going to make his confession, she's wearing his cricket outfit because
right.
he dressed her that way. I
Yeah,
really had a
cut her
difficult time with the hair.
hair.
I know. I really
I was
hated that.
I
Yeah.
hated that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one thing that I was like,
Mhm.
eh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you got to be like. I mean, I don't think you can be that good a lover for me to go. Yeah, I'll cut
Right.
my hair for you. What's
Right,
that?
yeah, yeah, that is not ever gonna happen, which is, you know,
No.
it was just,
Yeah.
you know, that was a strange moment. I still can't
Mhm.
figure out, um,
What
what
his
route.
thing was going through there
Right,
to in order for to have sex, he had to kind of turn him into the person he killed. It was really kind of
right,
weird. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Anyway, so she cuts her hair for him because he keeps promising that it will
thanks,
um
Jen.
make thank you so much, Jen. Um but yeah, thinks that it will make him love her more, and it's anyway, it's a weird scene. Anyway, so you're right, but the cricket or the cricket, is it cricket? Yeah.
Yeah, it's cricket.
Uh
Yeah,
yeah, imagery comes back and forth too, along with the frog and the scorpion story.
right, right,
Um,
um,
um, so, um, so what I wanted to do was skip some of the other. Well, so there are several movies in between the movie that I'm going to choose for next week. Um,
okay,
but I wanted to do the movie that we're going to do for next week because of its depiction,
okay,
because it equally got as much sort of attention. And so the next movie we're going to do is 1999, but it's all about my mother, which is Pedro Almodovar. Um,
yes, okay,
yeah,
I'm ready for that one. I can't wait to see it. I've never seen it before, so,
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with his directing style, it's gonna be colorful. He really likes
I
his
think I've
colors.
s
Uh,
yeah, I think I've seen something by him. I don't
mhm,
know.
yeah, yeah,
There's gotta be some is it E2 Ma Yambien, E2?
uh, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I'll have to
Um,
look him up, yeah.
yeah, I will attach a trailer for this one. It is a Spanish language movie, and unfortunately, I can't find it on any streaming services. I really looked, but it's
Yeah,
worth
I
it.
looked too. Mhm.
Yeah, so, if you have, the ability to get it on Amazon or rent it from, please. But otherwise, I try to avoid movies that aren't on streaming or putting them in an order such that they're not on streaming right now. But this one offsets, I think, that the movie that we just saw because it has two trans characters. The only difference in this movie is that one of the two trans characters in All About My Mother is actually trans.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, BB. But the main side character who is the main side character, the friend who is and this is I always pronounce it wrong, but it's a grotto, and a grotto is played by a cis woman. I wrote it down, and it's Antonio San Juan, Antonio San Juan, but she is a cis
Okay.
woman. There is a trans BB Alexander or BB Anderson plays another supporting role, and she is trans. But anyway, this movie it was an Academy Award nominated foreign film. And so it got wide circulation, like The Crying Game did at the time, though it was an art house film. And as a result of that, it introduced wider audiences and wider screen audiences to another trans character. And this time, that trans character is also well written, well played, and not cast as the joke, not cast as the villain, but cast as a helpful supporting character, a part of the main character's life and her circle of friends. And she gives a wonderful speech during the movie that has the line that I want actually on my headstone when I die.
You
um,
said this, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down so I could read it to everyone too. So it's like
Awesome.
I'm going to report to the class. So it's a woman is more authentic the more she resembles what she has dreamed for herself. And
Yes.
that's part of the speech that she gives. And I don't want to steal thunder of the movie or anything like that, but it's a very interesting movie. It's very colorful, very bright, lots of color, and Spanish language, and it's all about my mother. And we'll talk about that movie next week. And again, it's 1999. I was possibly. So you have an issue with a certain movie that I had suggested too, which is in between there. Yeah.
Yeah, Boys Don't Cry.
Hmm.
I saw it when I
Hmm.
was at a very vulnerable part in my
Hmm.
life,
Sure.
and
Uh-huh. Hmm.
it kind of cracked my brain.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can watch it again.
Right. That
Um,
I feel the same way about several movies, the list that I've compiled, and I try to keep that in mind when I pick them to try to avoid those kind of movies without some sort of trigger warning. This one kind of came with the trigger warning too, but it's the crying game, and
yeah,
um, it's unfortunately a landmark. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a complicated story and a complicated thing, but it's ultimately a trans character written by a cis person who
right,
basically has agency, but is there just to facilitate the story of the main
right,
protagonist. But um, but still, it's the first real introduction to who we were to most mainstream moviegoing audiences. And it was because of the twist.
and because
So
of the twist,
shock.
yes.
We're going to shock you with who we are, and then we're going to show you how you should react to who we are, and then we're going to use that as a joke for decades. Well,
Right, for decades, like, so
yeah,
what, like, Family Guy, Family
uh,
Guy, just Ace
yeah.
Ventura, everything.
Naked Gun did
Naked
it.
Gun,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah,
And I'm cribbing some of these movies off of the documentary that I played for, or I had. Yeah, I guess I got lucky enough to show it for Trans Day of Visibility, which is Disclosure. So a
okay,
lot of
yeah,
this, if you have that chance to watch Disclosure, you can get kind of the themes of what we keep talking about here, and it presented in a more interesting. Maybe I like to think we're interesting. We're interesting on it first, right?
we're interesting,
Yeah.
yes.
Shut up. All right. Okay. Yeah. And a more, I don't know, better produced form. Anyway, so that's that. So that's next week's movie, All About My Mother. We'll do that one, 1999. We'll talk about it, Spanish language. So and lots of color. And I'm sorry that you have to rent it, but I wanted
Oh,
to offset sort of those two. I think they play together well because they were wide. They were out to many people. I can't believe I used that phrase. They were available to many people. All right.
man. Wait, one thing about All About My Mother, I just had to look it up really quickly.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Penelope Cruz is in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She plays.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a generational of
yeah,
women.
okay.
And
Oh, I wonder if I've seen this. Okay, okay.
mhm, mhm.
Uh,
And So yeah, and the trans sidekick is an important side character or a supporting character, and then
Yeah.
the other trans character is also sort of instrumental to the story, and that's the father. So anyway, yeah, I don't want to give it all away. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to watch it actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
and it will give you a different impression if it had been your first experience of trans women in film versus The Crying Game, and that's kind of
versus
like, the lesson, I guess, the idea behind the comparison,
right.
is wonder what that would feel like. But anyway, so let's see. Now, ah, playlist. You wanna do playlist?
Playlist time.
I don't know how to do the bubble, so we're never gonna
I don't know how
do
to
the
do the
bubble.
bubble.
I'll have to figure that out. We'll have to, because the bubble dance is fun. We
The
can still do
bubble
like a
dance was
non-bubble dance, but
Da,
we'll
da,
work it out.
da. Let's see, let me,
Oh,
so that is the list, people.
oh, yay! Wow, cool. Okay, thank you.
No.
Yeah. Um,
Um, so let's jump into the list. Why
yeah,
don't we do that? So
I I
we
I
we
liked it.
we picked 5 songs each, as normal. Um, your songs are first. Do you wanna go song, like, 1 and 1?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. So I the way I have your first song is "Seize the Power" by
Mhm.
Yonaka or
Yeah.
Yanaka?
Y
Yeah,
yeah, no, co the "na"
Yanaka.
is where you hit the emphasis. Yeah.
Yanaka. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and, this was a great song. You picked some really good songs this time, like, it's a completely different vibe than mine.
Yeah,
Um,
it
you
is,
know?
and I think it does actually work well together because the underlying themes seem to be still attached all the way
Yeah,
through,
yeah,
to me at least. Yeah.
m'kay.
Um,
Um, so "Seize the Power," oh god, the lyrics, that I remember were really good.
mm,
Let's
yeah.
see, "Seize the
It
power." Go
it
ahead.
t for the I mean, it's a British band, and, uh, or singer, and excuse me, and really, the song kind of walks a fine line between sort of like, um being an HR promotional, "We could do it" song and actually being, like, but her authenticity and the rawness of her delivery, kind of carries it through so it doesn't feel so, corporate HR. But it's all about, rather than overpowering your enemies, it's about, internally coming to grips with your own, self-power and your confidence, and it's an
Yeah.
inspirational song, I think, it's
It
yeah,
is, it is.
yeah.
So the first stanza is "Woke up this morning and I feel so fucking important. I looked at the mirror, I'm different. I finally made a decision."
Right.
And it goes like,
Yeah.
"All the rejected that lost a lack of respect in themselves because people get hectic, they hurt you, make you feel helpless." It's kinda like
Right.
a power song.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then the chorus is a bit softer where, she talks about, "I'm the voice in your head that you've been
Right.
searching, I know that you're, I'll give you power if so it's like connecting with yourself is sort of the theme behind, finding strength within your own personal, lived experience or experience. It's a neat one. It's on, like, all of my workout, playlist.
I
But
do
I don't
like it
work
a
out a
lot.
lot, so
Yeah,
yeah.
no, neither do I. I need to, but I'm going. I really am gonna start, so I need
Yeah.
some inspirational music for, like,
Mm.
walking by the river, so,
Mhm. Mhm.
um,
Okay.
I like that song a lot. I liked all the songs you picked.
Yeah.
This
Well,
we'll
thank
keep
you.
on going up. Um,
Yeah.
let's go to my first song, and,
Mhm.
it's, "What Are We Gonna Do" by Glenn
Yeah.
Hansard.
Yes. I
Hansard, I
don't
don't know how
know.
to.
This is the first introduction to this artist for me, so
Okay, so
yeah.
this album, Rhythm and Repose, came
Mhm.
out in, oh god, 2000, like, early 2010s, like 2012,
Okay.
something like
Yeah.
that, and he just died last weekend,
Mm.
of a motorcycle accident. He was
Oh,
in his
yes.
50s.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember reading that. Okay, now, yeah.
Yeah, and,
Okay.
I just happened to be browsing Substack, and
Mhm.
somebody wrote about his death,
Mhm.
the
Mm.
day it happened,
Oh.
and so I was like, "God, I've gotta listen to it again," and, this whole
Mhm.
album for years had a grip on me, and
Mm.
I listened to it all the time, back
Yeah.
to front, back
I
to
didn't know that.
front,
Okay.
front to back,
Yeah.
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 So, this song I guess about, like, old love and trying
Mhm.
to keep the fire that, is in love, so it says, "What are we gonna do if we lose that fire? What
Yeah.
are we gonna do if we start to doubt, if that
Right.
fire goes out?" And then he goes on to say, "I don't wanna change you, but
Mm.
you're a long, long way from the path you came." So, it's yeah, I a good heart will always find a way. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
it's a
love
beautiful
it.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
beautiful song.
um,
Uh, yeah. It definitely introduced the playlist with a sort of a tone and set the mood for the rest of, um I'm very familiar with the next song on your playlist, so, but,
yes, yes. Well, let's go back to your number 2 first.
okay, okay.
So
Meek. Yeah.
Brixton, so
Mhm,
Fucked Up Meek,
mhm, mhm. Meek.
MEEK,
Okay,
and,
yes.
Brixton.
Uh-huh.
Um, Tell me about it because,
Um, so Meek's other hit, I guess, for lack of a better word, is that, if, Text Man took my and I'm feeling fucking fabulous, I'm back in therapy, I'm feeling fucking fabulous. Maybe you don't know that song.
no,
Um,
I don't.
okay. Well, it's a much more positive, sort of fun song, about, how her life is going to hell, but she feels fucking fabulous, and it's a
Alright,
good
yeah.
song. Yeah, it's a good song. I there's a line I enjoy from it, which is, I hope that you dance on those stilettos on my grave kind of thing.
Nice,
Because it's
nice.
supportive of the community, right? And drag, whatever.
Right. Oh,
Or at least it
right,
can be read that way. Um,
right.
and so this song is not that song. I chose this one because it's got more attitude. The other one's got a lot of attitude, but this one has a different type of attitude. But I just like it because it's a badass song.
It is a
Um,
bad song, yeah.
yeah, and so it starts with she talks about how she moved out west to kind of like start new, and she goes out and the world doesn't greet her as positively, but she's you can take the girl out of Brixton, but you can't take the
Right.
and so and then it's um, then it's just party stuff like
Right, they're saying I can't smoke here, keep it 6 feet, even if I
right.
wanted to, I couldn't leave. Headshot
It's
on the
shut
wall,
well,
it's airport security, "Oh, man, they're sick of
they're
me."
sick of me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, "You can take the Brit out of Brixton, but you can't stop this girl from chugging all 6 cans," you know?
Right, of your
She's
six pack
going
and
she yeah,
yeah, they're
so
smoking
it's
cigars with the bong in her hand, right,
yeah, and she's like, "I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the
right?
man."
Yeah, and that reference to Red Right Hand, I mean, that's a Nick Cave song,
Oh, is it?
and
Okay.
so yeah, and so it has its own so, like, she's drawing in from other aspects of music history there too for the imagery, which is really kinda interesting because it off plays with the positivity. Anyway, so yeah, so that's my second song. It's really it makes fabulous song. If you haven't heard it, that's one so I firmly believe musically, this is my philosophy, that the Venn diagram of good music and the music that you hear when someone's playing it loudly from your car do not touch. Um, and the sad part is that I am very much in the play music loudly from my car category. So
Yes, yes.
so all of you who hear it that I've subjected to over the years, I humbly apologize. But this I like music that really kind of makes the car groove.
Right,
And this playlist like either workout songs or driving down the highway and kind of in a groove.
right.
Anyway, yeah,
So second song on my side,
yeah,
Summertime Rolls, Jane's Addiction. Old song,
right,
came
yes,
out in the late '80s, maybe '89, something like that. All I know is I was in high school,
hmm
and I remember this album dropping,
hmm
Nothing Shocking.
yeah,
And, like, nobody in my class knew about Jane's Addiction all that much,
hmm
but I've been following them, so there was one
yeah,
guy, and he knew, and, like, we bonded over this song and Mountain Size,
hmm
the actual beginning of, this album, um, what is it called? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't remember the names of the songs
Jane's
on that
Addiction,
album.
Nothing Shocking.
Nothing.
The
Yeah,
beginning of not Nothing Shocking
yeah,
is amazing. It has Ted Just Admit It about,
yeah,
Ted Bundy.
yeah.
Um,
There's a 7 or 11 minute song about a three-way that's actually one of my
oh
favorite songs
god,
on the
it
album.
is so amazing. Yeah.
Right?
The
Yeah,
whole album is a vibe, you know? That was
yeah,
the
yeah.
you know, Jane's Addiction put out, in my opinion, 2 good albums, you
Mhm,
know?
mhm.
This was one, and, of course, Ritual.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm,
Ritual the Habitual. Yeah, that is a great album too.
well,
I do remember this is the second Jane's Addiction album I bought, so I did get the first one because I wanted Jane Said, which is
right,
there's another version of Jane Says on the one on Nothing Shocking. Um,
right, yeah,
and
yeah,
so, but and I've seen them live back in the day. So
yeah, mhm.
but it's kind of I mean, Lollapalooza went on recently, and of course he was the founder of Lollapalooza. So,
He's the founder of
very thorough.
Lollapalooza, founder of
Um,
What If Porno for Pyros
mhm, mhm.
and
Yeah.
Jane's Addiction, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and Lollapalooza's still going on because I think it was this
Mhm.
weekend.
It was.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Are you know, but like, you probably know this, it was a traveling show for a
Yes.
number of
Mhm.
years, and I went 3 years in a row.
Uh-huh.
So I got to see a lot of bands,
Yeah.
you
It
know,
was a
and,
great way to introduce sort of, at that time, alternative, was definitely the top of the charts. So,
right.
and a chance to, for most people who may not be able to head to a big city to see an alternative act, to see a bunch of
Right.
really good bands.
A
Uh,
bunch of great bands,
yeah.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was amazing. That was the heyday of, like, shows. Now, if you
Mm.
wanna go to a festival, like, it's, like,
Where do
hundreds
you
of
you gotta
dollars.
feel it alone, right? Yeah,
Right,
alone
right,
just
but, like, you know, back
it's an
then
experience now. Before it
right,
was just a party. Yeah.
right, right.
Yeah.
Ugh. Um, so let's pop up to your, 3rd song. Now
Uh,
this okay, so fu it's it's FXXKED, fucked
right.
up.
Gucci Prince. Yeah.
Gucci,
Uh,
Prince, Weak Doodoo's or Dudus,
Dudus,
Ta
yeah.
Tata Dust, and
Uh,
someone else. I don't know who all these
and
people
the
are.
producer is ASCII. Yes, I mean, this is
Okay.
like a Japanese rap supergroup, okay? Uh,
Oh, okay. Like,
yeah,
I knew
it's
there was singing in Japanese, and I tried to look
mhm,
it up, but, like, the
mhm.
translation didn't come, so I was like, "Okay, I can't
Yeah,
understand this," but I
right.
like the groove. No.
Right, exactly, the groove and the flows, you can tell the
No.
different flows by the different, voices that are go
Yes.
and the way that and Gucci Prince he opens the song, so he's the more relaxed flow as it goes into, and then the flows and just the energy just increases, and ASCII's production comes in later too that just really starts, really, really sort of throws it, but this was a nominee so the Japanese Music Awards
Oh,
opened a
really?
rap opened a rap category in 2025, Japanese rap, and,
Okay.
this was a nominee. It didn't win, but this was a nominee within that category in Japan, and I I I watch a lot of anime, I'm just gonna admit it. I watch a lot of
Okay, I
anime.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so sometimes songs will pop up within animes, and I'm like, "Ah, that's an interesting song," or a band will sound interesting to me, and that's how I kinda discovered this one. Um, but I like the beats, again, high energy beats. My understanding I don't speak Japanese, but my understanding through trying to interpret the lyrics and see other people's translations, it's about sticking with your bros, right? And not letting the trappings of success tear you apart that way, uh and so, it's a community song. It's a song about maintaining your community, which it sort of, for me, the vibe fits in with what I was trying to go with for the other things,
Yeah.
especially the second half of the playlist, which is about the protection of the community. Um, but it's a fun song and it's got a
Yes.
great
Yeah.
fire, great beat, and
It
just makes me
does.
smile. Yeah, and the flows are interesting the way they do it. But
Right,
anyway,
right.
yeah,
I liked it a
Japanese.
lot.
Mm,
Your
yeah,
your s your vibe on your 5 was a completely different vibe than on my 5, and,
right,
like,
and I
this
love
time it
that.
was, like, completely different.
Right, right.
So my next song was an Indigo Girls song called "Dirt
Hmm.
and Dead Ends."
Hmm.
I don't it's on Despite Our Differences, this is the album,
Okay.
and this is Amy Ray takes the lead
Hmm.
vocals,
Hmm.
and if y'all like Indigo Girls, then, you know, and Amy Ray has the gravelly, deeper voice, and,
Mm,
you know, I'm a fan of her I'm a fan of both of their voices, Amy and
yeah.
Emily, but I
Uh-huh.
like, Amy's voice better. The first bit of the song is you're looking at foreclosure and doing time, and it don't sound
Mhm.
good this time. and your wife made your life hell. And at the time you were telling me you were fine. Silly man, so I got your dog. How's that? But then it goes on to talk about,
It's a good song. Yeah.
it is a good song. Yeah, it goes on to talk about, like drugs and, all things
Mhm.
that, are, you know, I guess bad things that are happening up in the deer stand, shooting up a storm, and all the time you were telling me all those lies, silly man. I'm just a silly
Mhm.
girl. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a
She
beautiful song. No,
you get the feeling that she's paying for the prices or the consequences of another person's choices in the relationship.
right,
Yeah.
right.
That maybe was said to repeatedly to her that it was for their best interest that
Right,
he does these things and now she's yeah, dealing with the damage. Um,
right.
it's an interesting song for sure.
I love it. I love Indigo Girls.
Yeah, I
And
know.
so
Yeah,
anytime I get to sneak an
right.
Indigo Girls song in, no, there we go. No.
Yeah, right.
Um,
I appreciate that.
so let's get your next one.
Massive.
One of my favorites, groups of all time, Massive Attack.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
all time. My favorite. So I don't have a favorite song because I can never name
Mhm,
one favorite song, but
mhm.
consistently in my top 5 is gonna be Protection by Massive Attack. Like,
Okay.
all the time, all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It is a song I go to multiple points in my life and listen to at multiple points in my life, and I will
Mhm.
continue to listen to it, it
Yeah.
just draws me. Now, Safe from Harm is another one of those songs too.
Mhm.
I think it was on their first album or
Yeah,
maybe their
it's
second.
one of the
Yeah,
early the
yeah.
compilation album from their first yeah, yeah.
Right, right.
Not Mezzanine, but yeah.
Yeah, not Mezzanine.
Mhm,
I think it's called Safe from Harm, or it's called
mhm.
Protection, one or the other.
I
Yeah.
think yeah, yeah.
No.
Oops. I don't
Um,
remember the album name. I know the song.
yeah, 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 but,
Yeah, yeah.
Massive Attack is great, Safe from Harm is great, and Sharon Nelson or Shara Nelson, who's
Mhm.
singing, has a great, soulful
Yeah.
voice,
Yeah. It's
um
it's it's one of those vibes that's just kinda hard to place because it both makes you sort of, like, melt, but at the same time make you very kinda on edge, and the
Right, right.
discord between those 2 things in that song is what makes it memorable. I will tell you, if you walk into any bar in America late at night where there's, like, just a handful of people hanging around, and 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 they have one of those things where you can connect your phone to the jukebox so you can play a song from your phone, um,
Right.
and you load that song, you will change the vibe in that bar. That
Yes.
song is a vibe-changing song.
Yeah, yeah, this is the type of music, this is like trip hop. So,
Yeah, yeah.
there was a very brief moment in time where people around the globe were united by this trip hop sound.
Mhm.
And, of course, like, all the artists are like, "Okay, hold on now, we never called this shit trip hop." So that's
Right,
just,
or acid
right,
jazz
or
was another
acid
one.
jazz,
Yeah.
right. But Massive Attack consistently made music in that vein, and
Mhm, mm.
Tricky was in Massive Attack,
Yes.
and
Mhm,
Tricky then came off and made Mezzanine, which is
mhm.
a classic trip hop album.
Absolutely
Um,
incredible. Those
uh,
first 4 songs on that, right, I mean, that just the first 4 songs alone is just emotionally and just musically exhausting. It's just fantastic. It's good stuff.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's an excellent
Okay.
record.
So next
Right.
is Prince. Yes, Prince, "Mary, Don't You Weep," piano and microphone version, 1984 or 1983. Yeah,
I've never heard this version, ever. This
yeah,
is freaking
yeah.
awesome. I really
Yeah.
appreciated this. So thank
Isn't
you
it
for putting
so
this. Yeah,
good?
yeah.
So, it is what it says, it is Prince singing
Mm,
and a piano and a microphone. It's
mhm,
just him,
mhm.
raw, and,
It's yeah.
it's a 1983 version. Y y you know The the words are great,
Mhm.
but, the emotion he puts into it, Prince is his genius as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. I love Prince, I do.
Mhm.
I went to the Holy Grail, Paisley Park, and, lost my collective shit, but,
Right. I'm jealous.
yeah.
So jealous. Alright. Good
I
for you.
was just
Yeah.
bawling. It was like it was ugly crying,
Oh,
it was
no.
like, yeah, it was amazing. Um, but
Okay.
yeah, so, I suggest if anybody wants to go out and listen to this, it's called "Mary, Don't You Weep,"
Yeah.
piano and
Mhm.
microphone version 1983, and it's a great song. Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to sound like Big Ben
No,
for it. No, it is. I love Prince, and again, I haven't heard this song before, and it was fantastic to see it on the playlist, and it was just really enjoyable to kind of go into because it's not your typical Prince song. This is,
No, it's not. Yeah.
this is a gorgeous, gorgeous song, and it really highlights his voice and just his abilities. So yeah,
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. I really appreciate
Ah,
that one. Um,
yes,
all right.
yes.
And my next one is Wet Leg.
No, it's not. Hold on.
No, no, yeah.
No, no, we don't have wet leg.
We don't have Wet Leg? No,
No,
that's the Wet Dream is the name of the song. No?
no, My Favorite Mutiny, the
Is
coup.
next? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't have another one from you aside from that. This
You
is
only
your
got
5th one.
5? Oh,
Yeah.
really? I thought Wet
Did we
Leg
do
was on
6?
there. I thought it was 5 plus 1. I'm sorry, did I send you an extra
If it was
song?
no, I didn't get an
One,
extra
2,
song?
3, 4, 5. Yeah, I did 6. Okay, well, then let's not talk
Oh, you
about Wet
did do
Leg.
6, then I
Yeah,
missed one.
I'm sorry, I
Okay,
thought it was
we'll
5
talk
plus
about
1.
wet leg too.
Wait, 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 it's 4 plus 1 for the future?
No, 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 next time it'll be 5 plus it's 5 plus 1. I just messed it up and did 5.
Oh. Oh, no worries, okay,
Yeah,
alright. Um,
but so which one do you
we
wanna
can
talk
talk
about?
about
Your let's talk
go
about your
ahead.
wet leg one. Yeah.
Oh, so Wet Leg is a duo of girls, women, and they're out of England, Brighton, I believe, too.
Mhm.
But and it's kind of a very, very sarcastic, very smart, poppy, angular rock. At least that was the first record, and then the newer record is, and that's not the song I chose. I chose a song that's not off the newer record, but and what this song is about, Wet Dream is basically a the singer-songwriter, uh, has said in interviews that she wrote it because she was being hassled by a boyfriend who kept texting her repeatedly, repeatedly, and she chose in a unique way, to take back and reclaim her power from that, and that is in this form of her sonic view. I mean, her like musical version of herself, basically just mocking him for being, this, and in that mockery of all the things that he's, saying, reclaiming her power, and so it, while he's, saying I can't live without you, or I'm going to get you back, and all this stuff, and harassing her repeatedly with these text messages of anger and emotions, she's, envisions this, how dare you, even, put me in your wet dreams? What makes you think I'm all right? You know,
That's
um,
actually really cool. I like that. I was trying to figure
yeah.
out where the wet dreams part was gonna come
Right,
in,
right,
so
yeah. She reclaims her power in a somewhat sarcastic when we, way, but at the same time she reclaims her power, and the music is this bright pop, charming, chiming guitars, and sort of catchy, and it's unexpected, I guess, in that way. And I just thought it was a neat little palate cleanser to end the 5 songs before the plus one. So
well, I'm gonna have to listen to it because I messed up with the plus one this
oh,
time,
no
but,
worries, no worries.
yeah, I will
I've
listen
done
to
that
it.
before too.
I definitely wanna hear it because, it sounds
Yeah,
interesting. Sounds
yeah,
interesting.
right.
Um, so let's go into my last one, then we'll go
Uh-huh.
into
Okay.
your
Yeah.
last one.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
so my last one is Block Party. Block Party
Okay.
is one
Mm,
of my favorite bands of all time.
yeah.
So when Block Party burst on the scene, for their album Silent Alarm, and I think the song
Mhm.
is Helicopters or Eating Glass, just like Eating Glass, or, but the lead singer, was, like, compared to Morrissey
Oh, wow,
and
okay, yeah,
several because when you
yeah.
hear his voice, like, the first thing
Mhm.
you're gonna think is British, like, 80s,
Yeah.
like, 90s alternative type jangly
Mhm.
music, like the whole band sound. Um, and, KK, oh, I can't remember his first name is KK or Kelly,
Oh,
Kele, Kelly. He's Nigerian.
oh,
And
okay, I
so
did not know that.
this
That's neat, yeah.
yes, he is Nigerian. And so this song I still remember, came out after he actually came out as gay.
Oh, wow, okay,
So
yeah.
this song,
Now it makes
has
sense. Yeah.
yes, yes. It says, "You should have asked me for it. I would have been brave. You should have asked me for it. How could I say no? And our love could have soared over playgrounds and rooftops. Every park bench screams your name. I kept your tie,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm,
I
mhm.
still remember. I still remember." You should have asked me for, and our love could have soared over playgrounds and rooftops. It's a beautiful song in
Yeah.
light of him coming out and understanding that he's
Mhm.
talking about this true love of his,
Yeah.
that it
Yeah.
happens to be a guy,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's a beautiful song. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I
I
I
enjoyed
love
it
all.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like Block Party, so
No,
that was really kind of yeah, it was a great way to feel the end of that whole
no.
playlist with that song.
Ah,
It was really
thank
neat.
you.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so let's go to your last one because
okay.
this was my favorite of all
Yeah,
of your songs.
okay.
Um,
It's a good one.
my my favorite, "Mutiny" by The
Uh-huh.
Coup.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah,
I have never heard this song before. I have
okay.
never heard this song before, so I don't know what era it's from.
Early
Um,
2000s, early
Early
2000s.
2000s, okay.
Yeah,
Um it's really good. Like, I'm trying to pull up the words really quickly,
sure.
but I can't.
It's kinda like a super group too, rap super group, but it's kind of like in consciousness rap, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Black Thought does the first verse from The Roots,
Oh,
and,
shit, okay.
yeah, and then Boots Riley does the second verse, which is my favorite verse. And then Tab Khalid, I believe that's how you pronounce it, is
Talib
yeah,
Kweli,
does
yeah.
the final verse. And so, they were, all within their but, Boots' his philosophy has been like, the same philosophy that maybe Gang of Four had too, which is just, political dance music.
Right, right.
And he definitely gets the funk going, and he knows how to put a dance together. So, and this is,
So,
yeah.
I love this song. I'm looking at the lyrics and,
Mhm, mhm. I
y
love
you know
Boots Riley's
Send them
verses.
out
Yeah,
into the world, go to war at a fluke,
Luke
eye to eye with
with the
your
enemy. Yep,
enemies sworn to shoot.
yeah.
Now coming at your neck, sick of hearing, something wrong with me,
Nope,
motherfucker, there's something
motherfucker,
wrong.
something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I love it, I love it.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that it was a supergroup, and,
Mm.
now I can understand
Well, I
why,
mean, it's
like,
not. It's for this particular song, Boots Riley, who is the coup, pulls these other
okay.
people into this
Oh,
song,
okay.
this particular song. So this song,
Okay.
it's a supergroup song, I guess.
Okay.
A super
Okay.
song. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So I like Black Thought a lot, and just to
Mhm,
let y'all know, Black Thought, I don't know if you've heard this, there's a 10-minute Black Thought freestyle that
mm.
he does with uh, Funk Master Flex or whatever his name is, and you can find it on YouTube, just put in Black Thought 10-minute freestyle,
Yeah.
and, it is insane, like,
Mhm.
the best freestyle I have ever heard, and he just keeps on going. It's 10
Yeah.
minutes long, and it is
Wow.
amazing,
Yeah.
and it's so, like, like, it puts any other, like, today's kinda rappers with the exception of, like, maybe J. Cole and,
Mhm.
K. Dot and, it puts a lot of these rappers to shame.
Yeah.
And still,
Yeah.
he's such a great rapper, such a great
No, I agree.
artist.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Um,
So I have a tendency to try and see things through a trans lens, right? Or at least I want to see things through a trans
right,
lens.
sure.
Sometimes I force them into that lens, but other times it seems to fit. And
Right.
I know this wouldn't fit naturally. But I've always sort of thought that Boots Riley's section applies to the trans community in a way. So, especially where he talks about how, they've got you on the corner wearing pleather and see through, all the all gold mines, they wanted to bleach you. And, I'm fighting these and thems while they ease it in. We're getting screwed again. So then,
Oh,
so I've always, I've
yeah.
seen it sort of under that lens, even though I recognize, of course, that's not what it's about. And of course, I respect
Right,
where
of
the artist
course, of
intended it.
course.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
but I just add that little component to what is, arguably one of the best politically motivated rap songs I've heard ever. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing, and, yeah, I like how you did tie a little bit of our
I
'cause
tried.
yeah, I'm sure they probably were talking about us, who
No, not at
knows?
all. But,
Listen, that's my, complicated, life with
mhm.
hip in general, is
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
like, it's so transphobic and so homophobic,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
you know?
You've gotta force things into that frame when it comes to
Right,
certain musical
right.
stylings.
There
Others, it's a lot easier, but,
Right. it's, yeah,
Mm, mm,
but I do love hip hop, so, like, I
mhm.
sometimes live with the hypocritical nature of, you know,
Yeah, right.
of loving music that is directly against our community,
Yeah,
you
I have that same issue myself. I also love hip hop, and yeah, I totally see what you're saying. Uh, Back when videos first started becoming a thing, music videos, I remember John Denver complaining about how he was worried that it would not allow the audience to hear the song for themselves. They'll instead hear the video director's version of the song when they
Right,
hear the song. That was
right,
what John Denver, God bless him, wanted to say. And so, yes, I know the song is not about us. Well, I mean,
right.
there are black trans women, so,
Yeah, of
and
course,
black
yeah.
trans men. So, there you go. Right. So, it is in a way about us.
Right,
But, I chose on this one to use that sort of John Denver idea and sort of see more of our community in that song than would ever
um,
normally fit. Um,
uh,
but it's still a heck of a song, it's still a heck of a beat, it's still a heck of a dance song, and I love the fact that you can be halfway through it while boogieing down before you even realize what they're singing, and
right,
then when you
right.
get both together, it's like Gang of Four on fire, it's fantastic.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, or that's entertainment. Anyway, so yeah, I really enjoyed this, I'm glad that we did the playlist again, that was a lot of fun,
I'm
I
glad we
really.
did it too. I
Yeah,
really thoroughly enjoyed your picks this time, like,
well, thank you,
really,
thank you.
and then the coup, it was the perfect like, it was my ending because I didn't get the
Mhm.
wet leg one,
Yeah,
but,
right. Uh-huh.
yeah, I thought that was a perfect ending,
Yeah.
my vibe was a little bit more down. I wouldn't say down, but more, contemplative and
Yeah,
I don't
that's
mean more sad, not sad. I don't even know what the right word is,
I like I told you earlier, I mean, at the beginning, I think when we were still in the green room, I mentioned that I really enjoyed this playlist together because it seems like it was sort of the up emotional intensity of fighting, for your rights, fighting for what equality for the world that you're trying to build for yourself. And then your half was like the not the after party or after protest, but more of the same work, just more introspectively, still community
introspective,
building
yes.
involves. There's still a desire for community. There's still that. So they're both the same sort of playlist in a way, just different styles and different. And I really enjoyed it. I really thought that it worked well together. So that
Yeah,
was really fun.
yeah.
You left off one of my songs, but that's
I know, I'm sorry, I'm gonna listen
okay.
to it, and we'll report
No,
back next week.
how do you took all the work of putting it together in the Spotify playlist. No, I will never blame you for that. No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
like I must be the only person in the world who still freaking uses Apple. I everybody else is like other that can't read the Apple News.
Yeah, I can't read Apple News, yeah,
I I
that's
I have to maintain it for my son.
Apple has been
The
trying to
Apple
give me
family.
3
Yeah.
free months for, like, a long
Uh-huh.
time, and I'm just like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna pass on that, but,
Uh,
Uh, I
uh,
do unfortunately, I wish I was on Tidal, but I
mhm,
had a
mhm.
bad experience, although Tidal really, honestly, to me, has the best sound quality out of any of the streamings,
Oh, wow.
the
Okay.
sound quality is amazing,
Yeah.
and, like,
Yeah.
going from Tidal to Spotify,
Mhm,
you
mhm.
can definitely tell the difference in
The
sound
difference.
quality,
Yeah.
yeah, but,
Yeah.
I just
And
had
you can
such a
stream that in your car though, right? Spotify? Can you or I mean, well, no,
yeah,
that's not like
yeah,
oh, you can. So, like, through
yeah,
your phone as you go,
mhm,
just like I could. Okay.
right, right,
Yeah.
right.
I have to switch to something. I I well, a long time ago when my son first got a cell phone, and he was, like, maybe 14, 12, 13, 14. I can't remember. We needed him to have a way to contact us, and so, and he immediately charged up, like, $300 and 99 cent songs, and it was like, "Okay, that's not gonna work for me."
Right,
So
right,
we ended up kinda, like, paying for the family plan so that he could download, whatever, unlimited.
right.
Um, and then I was the one who got addicted to it because I was like, I could go listen to I bought a book, like, the 100 albums to listen to before you die, and I was like,
Oh,
"Now I can do it."
great.
Yeah,
Oh.
and it was worth it. But
Did you
anyway,
get
so
through all of them?
no, not all of them.
Okay.
So I better live a little longer. I lost the book. I lost the book. I had a bad
Oh.
breakup, and I lost the book. Um,
Oh,
yeah, but I'm sure I can find the list somewhere.
right.
Anyway, um, yeah. That's the show.
That's the show, yo.
So I'm sorry I keep coughing into the mic. That's horrible. I
Ah,
wasn't feeling well this morning. I uh, I
ah,
I made a really bad decision to test all of the small milkshakes and all the fast food I don't know why. And I drove to all the I don't ask. I drove to all the fast food restaurants in my little neighborhood, ordering small vanilla shakes to test the quality. Um, I gotta say that Wendy's, I don't like your Frosty. I never liked your Frosty.
no,
It's great
no.
for learning how to suck because you all you do is just spend time puckering and flattening the
Right.
straw trying to get something up. Um, but their Minions banana Frosty is really good.
I have never had a banana frosty.
Oh my god.
As far as the Wendy's Frosties, I had to eat them with a spoon. Sometimes I
Yes,
use
right?
French fries. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the French fries is really good. That's the great vehicle for that's the
Right.
proper way to deliver that calorie to you. Um, but anyway, so I drove around all night sampling this. I'm a god. Well, I don't know why. And I woke up surprisingly. I woke up with a tummy ache. And so yeah, I was not happy with those choices, but they were happy the night before. They were very happy the night before. Anyway, I don't know why I went in that tangent. So anyway, um, so that's the show.
That's the show.
Next week we'll talk about all about my mother.
Right.
And maybe we can talk about some news things just to keep current on what's going on. I know
Yeah.
that I voted recently in my primary. That's the primary election's August 4th. Brett Henrich, and he is the Democratic candidate, sort of left of the traditional Democratic candidate, who is Marie Gousskamp Perez. Uh, I also posted to my Facebook for those who are interested. Judges, Supreme Court judges, are on the ballot also, and I've ranked them particularly by which judge is more likely to maintain our rights here in the state of Washington.
Nice.
And so, because most people can see the judges list and they have no freaking clue who these judges are, what's going on.
Right. Right.
So I at least wanted to put out that out there. But anyway, do vote in the primary, please.
Yeah,
And then we'll,
definitely. Everybody
yeah,
vote. Every election. Every
hmm
election is important because,
yep,
we need to get in on the ground level, on the
yeah,
base, on the cities and the towns,
yeah,
all the city governments and, city
hmm
seats. Um,
yeah,
that's the only way we're going to we need to go from bottom to top. Like,
yeah.
going from top to bottom is just not gonna work,
No, no,
Uh,
it's hard to keep your elected officials responsive to you if they feel that they can just coast through elections because nobody cares. So,
right.
I hate seeing an empty spot in a ballot, where somebody from only one party runs or whatever it is. I know it's hard to
Right.
find good candidates, but anyway, um, follow me for more relationship advice. I don't know. Anyway, anyway, um, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. It's been lovely. Onyx Rose, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me
Yeah.
again.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, my pleasure. And next week we're gonna do Pedro Almodovar's All About My Mother for the movie, and it's Spanish language, very colorful, very beautiful film. Hope you enjoy it. And we'll talk about Mason politics on Rose. I don't, we'll come up with another plan, I'm sure,
yeah.
before that.
No.
You'll be here next week too, Onyx Rose, please.
Yes,
Good
yes,
deal.
of course.
Good deal. I appreciate that. All right.
Yeah.
You have the take the lead out. Let's go with yours. Let's go.
Okay.
Yoo-hoo! I got my
Nah,
hands
no
ready.
trash. Let's do
Yes.
it. No trash. No transphobia. No
Yes.
racism.
Yes.
No ableism.
Yes.
No, where are we? Sexism. No
Mhm.
homophobia.
No.
No xenophobia.
No.
No Islamophobia.
Yes.
Land
No.
back.
Land back.
No borders.
No borders.
Uh,
Okay.
reparations.
Yes.
Fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump.
Fuck ICE.
Fuck ICE.
And fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer. Big time. All right.
Love you, Autumn.
All right. Thank you so much, Onyx. I want to say good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And
Thank
um,
y'all.
yeah, for siblings, you're loved and you're seen and you're valid. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And then for trans parents, I love you and thank you for doing this. Thank you for listening to your children. Thank you for loving your
Yes.
children and for being here.
Yes.
And to allies, God bless you too, because we can't do it without you. So
Right.
um,
Right.
thank you all.
100.
Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week. And if you see me in the comments out there, say hi, please.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.